to show you how to subtract numbers with more than 4 digits. So I'm going to start with the number 294,382, and I'm going to subtract 182,501 from this. At the moment, I don't know what my answer is. So children can be shown this in a number of ways. So this is a part whole model, but they could equally be shown it as a bar model. So you would have your whole number 294,382 is the length of the whole bar, and we will be subtracting part of it to find the missing number. So we will subtract 182,501. So the children might be shown it as a bar model like this. There are other bar models that the children might see, but either way the visual representation tells me and the children that they need to subtract to find the missing number. Now, place value counters or plain counters on a place value grid are the most effective concrete resource when subtracting numbers with more than 4 digits. So I will draw my place value grid. And I need to make sure that I have got a sufficient number of columns. So I've got my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my tens of thousands, and my hundreds of thousands. And I will start off by putting in my whole number. So 294,000. So here are my thousands. Okay, this is why we separate with a comma. So these are my hundreds here, and these are my thousands. So I can see that my thousands are here, 294,000, and then my hundreds 382. Okay, so that comma separates it quite nicely. Okay, so let's put in my shape. So again, I would avoid using circles because it can confuse the children and make it look like a zero. So at this stage, you might have children who are still using counters or dried pasta or paper clips or anything like that to represent the numbers in the place value grid. That's fine. Or you could draw shapes. We do have place value counters that the children use, where you would have a counter and it would have a number of tens or ones on the place value counter. So children might use those as well. For this, I'm going to be using lines, diagonal lines, so they do not look like the number 1. Okay, so I'm going to put in my 294,000, so 201, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 94,300 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 82. 294,382. Okay, and I am subtracting 182,501. So I'm just putting it there so that I can see it. Okay, now the children can do just the grid, and when they are more confident they can do the grid and have the column method at the side at the same time. Okay, but for now I will show you how we would do the grid. So we always start with the smallest column when we are subtracting. In this case it is the ones. So I'm going to subtract 1 from the ones. Okay, so I'm going to take away 1 from the ones, and that leaves me with 1. Now I'm going to move to my tens column, and it says to take away nothing. I'm not going to take anything from there, so that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in there. Okay, now I'm going to go to my next column and I need to subtract 5 from here, but I only have 3. So I can't take away 5 if I've only got 3, so that means I have to exchange. So I'm going to get 1,000 and I'm going to bring it over, and that 1,000 is the same as 10 lots of 100. So I need to draw in 10 lots of 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I can subtract 5. So I'm going to take away 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, all right, now remember this one went, so we can't count that. So now I'm going to the next column and I'm going to subtract 2. So I'm going to take away 2, so I'm going to take that one away there, and I'm going to take that one away there, and it leaves me with 1. Okay, I'm going to go into my tens of thousands and I need to subtract 8. How many have I got? 3, 6, 9. So I can take 8 from there. I'm going to subtract 8. That will leave me with 1 also. And finally, going to my hundreds of thousands, and I need to subtract 1. So subtract 1, and that will leave me with 1. Okay, so my answer is 111,881. 111,881. At this stage, the children should then be encouraged to work in the abstract. Now, that is our column method, and that way it is much more efficient to subtract the numbers. So we would encourage them to make sure they line up their numbers carefully. The columns must line up. And again, we start with the smallest column. 2 take away 1 is 1. 8 take away nothing remains as 8. 3 take away 5. I've only got 3. I can't take 5 from 3, so I need to exchange. So I'm going to go to the column here and I'm going to reduce that by 1 and bring over that, so that now becomes 13. Subtract 5 is 8. 3 subtract 2 is 1. 9 take away 8 is 1, and 2 minus 1 is also 1. Okay, separate my hundreds from my thousands with a comma. 111,881.